Hey everyone, welcome back to Music with Ryan. Today I got a free little lesson for you, Free Lesson Tuesday, and I'm calling it Simple Bass Walks in the Key of C. Alright, so I've got a progression here. I got a 1-4-5 chord progression, or C-F-G chord progression, and I'm just going to go over a handful of nice, simple, tasteful bass walks and ornamentations you can do to spice up your rhythm playing, okay? So a lot of simple stuff. You might know some of it, you might not, but I got kind of two passes through this progression, so you can kind of, pick and choose which ones you like and kind of mix and match them. If you'd like to download the tabs, I got the tabs all nice and clean. You can print them off. You need to be a free member at the site. So if you click the link below in the description box, if you're watching on YouTube, you need to sign up for an account, and you can access this lesson and over 50 other free lessons and download tabs and video and stuff like that. If you're already a member at the site, a free member, no action required. You'll have the tabs right down below. Click that link and you'll download them. But yeah, gotta be a member at the site to download the tabs. So simple bass walks in C. Let me play it through so you can see what's going on, and then I will break everything down on this video here. I'll walk through the whole thing and talk about it. So here's what I got written up. Here we go. So, fun little study piece here. Can add a lot of energy to your playing real quick. Okay, so print off those tabs as soon as you can, and let's walk through it. So obviously everything I'm kind of doing is kind of deriving from that alternate bass. So I'm kind of assuming you know how to do alternate bass strumming. Okay. So everything's kind of coming from that framework. And so a lot of times I do a measure of alternate bass strumming and then a measure of walks, or throw in some ornamentation, some hammer-ons, that is. So that first little bit, and there's a little pickup there, and I kind of started out just strumming, just vamping on the one chord, okay? When I vamp, that means just to stay on one chord for a long period of time until it's time to start the song or start, whatever piece you're playing. So I got that little pickup in there. Start on beat 2. I guess beat 1 is this note right here, and then beat 2, low string 3rd fret, open A, 2nd fret A. Okay, nice little classic little walk into the C chord. So I kind of, on the example, I was just kind of hanging on that chord until I was ready to play. Right, kind of got a little groove going, a little pulse about me, and then I started. So 1, 3, 4, and then the second measure of the piece here. Second measure. So I'm looking over my tabs here. That's why I'm looking on the left here. But sorry. So the second measure is just alternate strumming, and then the third measure, plucked A, strum, and then I have a 0-2 hammer on the D, and a strum. Okay, a real classic thing. Measure 3. If some of these are troublesome, again, make a little exercise out of a measure. Make a little circle out of the measure. That's very effective practice. So that first 3 measures, 1, 2, 3, 4. Second measure, hammer. Okay, and not. No, I want. Let's go on to the next few measures here. Measure 4. I'm going to get to the F chord. And you can play F chord like this or like this, however you want. They're both, I kind of do them, my fingers just kind of like go to them randomly. I don't want to say randomly is not the good word, but I'm able to do both effectively, okay? And so you have an option there. And so say I play F, I go to F. So measure 4 is just the alternate bass strumming on the F chord, you know, D string, strum, A string, 3rd fret, strum, okay? And then measure 5, 3rd fret, kind of a nice little chromatic thing, 3, 2, 3, 4, all on the D string, all quarter notes there, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to get to my G chord. I'm going to play an open G note, strum a G, open D, strum, and then open G, 2nd fret, D, open D, 2nd fret A, then we'll go back to our C. Okay, so I'll do that again, 2 slower now. Okay, that's kind of like the first half right there. Let's move on to the next measure here. And measure 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we get back to the C, and then we kind of do a little quick turn around to the G chord. And then we kind of start over. Okay. So measure 8, again, it's just one bar, so I'm not going to do the alternate there. I'm gonna stay on that C bass note right here on the 3rd fret of the A, because if I do the alternate, then I'm gonna kind of end up playing that G bass note right before the G chord. And oftentimes, when I have only one measure, I won't do the alternate bass. I will stay on the same bass note twice, if that makes sense, on beats 1 and 3, just because I'm gonna go to that chord next. Okay. It's very typical, especially when you're playing upright bass. You try not to, you double up that note if the measure, the chord measure, if that makes sense, is short, or just one measure, okay? All right. So again, you see there, it's doubled up for a reason. The sunlight's playing tricks on me here. And then we measure 9, we go over top of the G, but I'm gonna do a quarter note bass run over top of that, real chromatic thing again. 3rd fret low E, open A, 1st fret A, 2nd fret A, back to C. I really like this. I do it all the time. Okay, and then again we get back to alternate bass. Then that measure 11, you pluck this bass note again, strum, and then just a little walk to the F chord. Open fret D, 2nd fret D. Okay, so those 3 measures, ready, go. Okay, and cool, yeah, cool. And so I want to mention too, if you really enjoy kind of the way some of this stuff is going, I have, you know, some of you are aware, some perhaps not, but I have a rhythm series at the site, and it's all 5 of the major keys, or the kind of our most popular keys, and it's all about how to add bass walks and sus chords and ornamentations. It's a pretty in-depth resource, but it's available. I'll leave a link below, or if you're at the site, you can click the link up there. It says Rhythm Series, and learn about that as well. It's chock full of bass walks and runs and ornamentations and stuff like that. So I'll make a little plug about that, but it's all in there, and I do 5 progressions for each key, so it's a ton of stuff. A lot of it's in this country bluegrass, some of it not, some of it's, you know, in different kind of genres, but really effective stuff. So, all right, let's finish up with the lesson. I know I'm kind of walking through this a little quick. I try to keep these, you know, these free lessons a little shorter. I like to kind of move it along, but obviously you can rewatch it, you can download the tabs, and so forth. So measure 12, starting at measure 12, we'll go over top of the F again. Okay, so measure 12 is just the alternate bass on the F chord. Okay, we've done that. And again, if maybe you're playing F like this, that's fine. Measure 13, I still pluck that D string first, strum. And then here, this measure is almost the same as before, but I just changed up the rhythm to it a little bit. Quarter note, 2nd fret D, and then 3, 4, slide on the D. Okay, 8th notes though, so 3, 4, and 1. Okay, so just a little bit alternate way. Again, there's so many choices. I could make this lesson like an hour long about all the things we could do. And I guess if there's enough response from people, if you leave comments down below, I'll extend it and add more. But, you know, I just want to have a base from which to draw from. So again, there's lots of options, but... Okay, ready, go. Then we go to G chord. I play the open G note. Alternate bass strumming there, and then right here I do a walk, but just a different note choice here. Open G, 3rd fret D, 2nd fret D, open D, and we'll go back to C. 2, 3, 4. Then, so those 4 measures, ready, go. 2, 3, 10. Okay, and then the last 2 measures, turn around, and you go back to the 2nd measure of the piece. Okay, 2nd measure of the piece. So bass note, strum on the C, and then 2 on the A, open A, so we're walking down to the G chord, so play the low note, 3rd fret, strum, then 0, 2 hammer, and then strum, and we're back to the 2nd measure of the piece, the C chord. So. So that's all the walks. I'm going to play it through again, slow and medium here, and you can kind of see all of it in action. But again, download the tabs. If you're not already a member, become a member. It's easy to do. It's free. Access my whole free library. You can see how I teach and whatnot. And yeah, I think, and again, if you're really interested in some more of this stuff, check out the Rhythm series. I think it's a great resource. Okay. All right. Here's from the top. I'll go slow this time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Try it up the tempo a little bit. And this is kind of the thing, too, that's meant to be played kind of quick. You know, I would do things a little differently if it was slower or faster, you know, depending on the tempo of the song. I would choose to do things differently, right? So when we play faster, I can't get maybe as many cross-picking elements going on. And again, if I was doing slower, I would add more because I need to fill up space, and I would just choose to do that. So this is certainly something that's meant to be played kind of up-tempo. All right. some other little things in there too. You're probably perhaps wondering, like, you know, my strumming, there's little nuances that I'm giving it to add more energy. And so you are right if you're wondering about that. I'm not going to go in depth about them in this lesson. But sometimes, you know, on the 8th note strums, I'll just do a quarter note. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And I'll kind of put that in there sometimes. Kind of like, it almost gives it the space like the mandolin would be chopping. It almost like kind of implies that chop and adds a little bit of drive in some areas. So sometimes I'll do down up on those 8th notes, and sometimes I'll treat them as quarter notes and just do down. And it adds a little separation and a little bit of drive in there. And sometimes I'm doing a little muting with the left hand to kind of clip that off, again, to kind of give it that sense that the mandolin is chopping there. There's a backbeat there, and I'm kind of, it's almost like it's being ghosted. Okay, there's such thing as ghosting notes. So I am doing a little bit of that here and there, and you can experiment with that. So, all right, that's it for this week's free lesson. Again, sign up below to get the tabs or download them if you're already a member. Subscribe to my YouTube channel there, and that's about it. I'll see you guys later.